Have you ever felt like there's a version of yourself waiting to emerge, but no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to get there? Like you're on the verge of something bigger, but something within you keeps holding you back. Fear, self-doubt, or even a lingering sense of regret. You might be telling yourself, I should be further along by now, but no matter how much effort you put in, the change you desire seems just out of reach. I get it, feeling stuck is heavy. It's the weight of wanting to change yet not knowing where to begin. And sometimes it feels like the longer we wait for things to feel right, the more we spiral, believing we're running out of time. But here's the thing, those feelings of frustration, anxiety, or fear, they're not signs of failure. They're actually the beginning of something much deeper. They're the very signals that your brain is preparing for change. Neuroscientific research tells us that when we face challenges, our brains are rewiring themselves, creating new neural pathways in response to growth. This process, called neuroplasticity, shows us that even our fear and discomfort are part of the transformation process. According to Dr. Richard Davidson, when we push ourselves past our comfort zones, our brains adapt by forming new connections, making us stronger and more resilient. So, the very emotions that feel like barriers, they're actually invitations for us to grow and transform. But here's where many of us get stuck. We try to avoid those uncomfortable emotions, distracting ourselves with quick fixes, numbing out, or staying stuck in old patterns. We think, I'll deal with it later. But in doing so, we delay the change we so desperately need. As Carl Jung wisely said, neurosis is always a substitute for legitimate suffering. Running from discomfort only prolongs the pain and keeps us locked in the same cycle. So what if we stopped waiting for the right moment to change? What if the key to unlocking the person you're meant to become is simply to begin, even when it feels uncertain? It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be purposeful. Every small step, no matter how imperfect, is a step toward the life you've always wanted. Together, let's explore how we can take that first step towards transformation, one brave move at a time. Self-transformation isn't just about changing who we are, it's about rediscovering who we've always been, beneath the layers of fear and doubt we've collected over the years. It's the journey of coming back to ourselves, to the person we were before life told us who to be. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This journey isn't easy, it's messy, uncomfortable, and at times it feels like we're stuck in a loop, spinning our wheels, wondering if we'll ever make it. I know how frustrating it is. I've been there, trying to break free from old patterns, telling myself that this time will be different, only to find myself back where I started. We put in the work, we try our best, but it still feels like that better version of ourselves is always just out of reach. And I get it. You're probably asking yourself, where do I even begin? It feels like you've tried everything, but nothing worked. But let me tell you this, it's not about failure. It's about taking that first step into something deeper. Carl Jung, one of the most brilliant minds in psychology, said that true transformation begins when we confront the parts of ourselves we'd rather avoid. He called it individuation, the process of integrating all the parts of us, the good and the bad. For me, and I'm sure for you too, it's not about changing everything on the outside. It's about accepting the parts of us that we're afraid to face, the fears, the insecurities, the past wounds we've tried to bury. It's not easy and it can feel overwhelming, but when we start to acknowledge these parts, that's where the real change happens. Jung taught us that only by facing our darkness can we grow into the people we're meant to be. Now, I know it's hard. Trust me, I've tried to bury those uncomfortable emotions too. It's easier to pretend they don't exist, right? But the more I avoided them, the more stuck I became. That's why I'm telling you. If you're feeling scared or uncertain, it's not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're on the verge of something important. You're stepping into your power, little by little. Then there's Abraham Maslow, who believed that self-transformation is about reaching our highest potential, what he called self-actualization. For him, it wasn't about being perfect. It was about discovering who we truly are and living in alignment with our deepest values. If you feel like there's a better version of yourself waiting to come out, you're not alone. That feeling isn't a failure, it's your inner self calling you to evolve. It's telling you that you're ready for your next chapter. And here's where science gives us hope: neuroplasticity. Our brains are not static. They're constantly changing. Dr. Richard Davidson, one of the leading neuroscientists, showed us that when we challenge ourselves, when we push past our comfort zones, our brains form new neural pathways. This means that every time you face fear or discomfort, it's not a sign of failure. It's your brain getting ready for something bigger. It's like a reset button for growth, making you stronger, more adaptable, and more ready to face whatever comes next. I know it feels tough, the discomfort, the uncertainty, it can be overwhelming. But self-transformation isn't about being perfect. It's about taking one small step at a time, even when you're not sure how it will turn out. So don't wait for everything to feel just right. Take that first step, no matter how messy it is. Each step you take brings you closer to who you were always meant to be. I'm here with you every step of the way. Let's start this journey together, one brave move at a time. Self-transformation isn't just about changing who we are. It's about reconnecting with the person we've always been, beneath all the fear and doubt that's built up over time. And while it's a beautiful journey, it's not easy. It's messy, uncomfortable, and it often feels like we're stuck in a loop, trying to break free but not knowing where to start. I know that frustration. I've been there, trying so hard to change, but it feels like we're stuck in the same place, chasing after a version of ourselves that's always just out of reach. You've probably been in that spot, asking yourself, where do I even begin? I've tried everything. Let me tell you something, it's not about failure. It's about taking that first step, even when it feels uncertain or uncomfortable. That's where the real transformation starts. So let's break down the 5 key elements of self-transformation that will help guide us through this messy but important journey. 1. Acceptance of who you are. The first step towards self-transformation is accepting yourself as you are right now. Carl Jung, one of the most influential figures in psychology, taught us about individuation, the process of bringing together all parts of ourselves, both the light and the dark. It's about facing those uncomfortable parts we often try to avoid, the fears, insecurities, and wounds we've buried deep within us. Jung believed that transformation isn't possible until we acknowledge these parts of ourselves, integrate them, and learn from them. This acceptance doesn't mean resigning to the past, but accepting it so we can grow beyond it. 2. Choosing a goal. Once you've accepted where you are, the next step is to choose a goal. Abraham Maslow's theory of self-actualization teaches us that true transformation happens when we align our actions with our core values. This goal isn't about achieving perfection. It's about discovering what truly matters to you. If you're feeling like there's a better version of yourself waiting to emerge, it's a sign that you're ready for the next step. Maslow emphasized that transformation is about understanding who we are, not about conforming to outside expectations. Take a step towards that goal, even if it feels messy. 3. Taking action despite negative emotions. Transformation requires us to take action, even when we don't feel ready. It's natural to feel fear, anxiety, or self-doubt when we step into the unknown, But these emotions are not signs of failure, they're part of the process. Morita therapy teaches us that action can actually reduce anxiety. Instead of waiting until we feel perfect, we should focus on what needs to be done, even in the midst of discomfort. Every small action, no matter how imperfect, moves us closer to the person we want to become. 4. Persistence and discipline. Self-transformation is about persistence. It's about showing up each day, even when it feels difficult. Small, consistent actions build momentum over time. Research on habit formation shows that even small improvements, like improving just 1% every day, can lead to massive changes. It's not about making huge leaps all at once. It's about being consistent. Staying disciplined, even when it feels hard, is the secret to long-lasting change. Every little effort counts. 5. Community and support. Finally, transformation isn't something you have to do alone. Surrounding yourself with a support system is essential. Whether it's friends, family, or a community that shares your values, having others to encourage and support you makes a huge difference. You don't have to do it alone. Studies have shown that the most successful transformations happen in a community of support, where people hold each other accountable, share experiences, and uplift each other through the ups and downs. Self-transformation is a journey that takes time, effort, and patience. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, and it's never linear. But when you follow these 5 key principles, acceptance, goal setting, action, persistence, and support, you create a roadmap to become the person you've always been meant to be. It's not about perfection, it's about showing up and moving forward, one small step at a time. Let's take that first step together. You're not alone in this. Self-transformation is often viewed as a journey to becoming our best selves, the person we've always aspired to be. We imagine the light at the end of the tunnel, the success, the growth. But what we often forget is the dark side of this journey, the uncomfortable, messy side, the part that involves facing fear, loneliness, and uncertainty. And strangely enough, this is the part that's crucial for real growth. Here's the truth. Transformation is hard. It's not just about shedding the old and embracing the new, it's about losing parts of ourselves. The identity we've clung to for years, the routines that have kept us comfortable, and the stories we've told ourselves about who we are start to fade. In their place, there's a blank space, and in that space, fear often creeps in. What if I lose myself in this change? What if I no longer know who I am? I've been there. I know what it feels like to wonder if the change you're going through will erase the version of you that you've always known. You're scared to let go of your old identity because it feels like losing everything familiar. But here's what I want you to understand. This feeling is normal. It's not a sign of failure. It's a sign that you're in the midst of something powerful. It's the space between who you were and who you're becoming, and it's where the real work happens. Carl Jung called this process confronting the shadow. The shadow represents the parts of ourselves we try to hide, the insecurities, the fears, the unhealed wounds we'd rather not acknowledge. Jung taught us that true transformation happens when we embrace these parts, not when we ignore them. It's when we confront the darkness within us, not run from it, that we can heal and grow. Along with this confrontation comes a deep sense of loneliness. As we evolve, we often find ourselves distancing from our old circles, our old routines, and sometimes even our closest friends. We step into a new version of ourselves, and that shift can feel isolating. You might feel as though you're in between two worlds, no longer who you used to be, but not yet fully the person you're becoming. And let me tell you, feeling lonely during this process does not mean you're failing. It's a sign that you're evolving, stepping into something new. Transformation can be a solitary process, but it's a sign that you're walking a path that's uniquely yours. Psychologist Tara Brach speaks about this fear of change as the fear of impermanence. She explains that we fear losing our identity, but this fear isn't something to fight, it's something to embrace. Change, she says, is not a threat, but an opportunity to evolve into a more authentic version of ourselves. We must allow ourselves to feel the discomfort without judgment, and in doing so, we create space for the new version of ourselves to emerge. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed, lonely, or unsure, know this: you are not alone. Everyone who has undergone a meaningful transformation has experienced these feelings. It's not the end of the journey, it's the beginning. Every uncomfortable feeling, every moment of doubt, is a sign that you're on the right path. Embrace the discomfort. Let it guide you, because on the other side of this uncertainty is the person you are always meant to become. This darkness, it's where your light will grow. Self-transformation isn't a quick fix. It's not about a sudden moment where everything falls into place. It's a journey of rediscovering who you've always been beneath the fear, doubt, and old habits that once defined you. The road is not easy, and there will be times when discomfort, loneliness, and uncertainty make you question if it's all worth it. But here's the truth. The light at the end of the tunnel does come, and it's more beautiful than you can imagine. This light doesn't come in a flash. It's a gradual unfolding, like a flower blooming after a heavy rain, slow but inevitable. As we face our fears, confront our shadows, and embrace discomfort, we start to notice subtle changes within ourselves. We feel lighter, more aligned with our true values, and more in tune with the person we've always been deep down. This is what self-actualization feels like, the realization of your true potential. As Abraham Maslow so beautifully put it, it's not about being perfect or achieving external success, but about connecting with your core values, understanding what truly matters to you, and living a life that reflects that understanding. It's in these moments, when we align our actions with our authentic selves, that we experience deep fulfillment, not from what we've accomplished, but from simply being true to who we are. But let's remember, self-transformation is not a destination. It's a lifelong journey. There will be moments of doubt, and there will be times when it feels like you're not making progress. But every small step forward is part of the process. Every time you embrace discomfort, every time you confront your fears, every time you choose to move forward despite the uncertainty, you are evolving. You are becoming the person you've always been meant to be. So, as you continue on this journey, don't rush the process. The light will come, but it will come in its own time. Trust the journey, trust the discomfort, and trust yourself. The darkness you're feeling now is not the end. It's the fertile ground in which your growth will take root. And when the light does come, when you finally see yourself for who you truly are, it will feel like a homecoming. A return to the version of yourself that has always been there, waiting for the right time to shine. Remember, the best is yet to come. Keep moving forward, one step at a time. You're becoming exactly who you were always meant to be. As we move forward on our journey of self-transformation, it's important to understand that change doesn't just happen overnight. It's not about flipping a switch and suddenly becoming the person you've always wanted to be. It's a process, one that unfolds step by step, sometimes slowly, sometimes with struggles, but always with purpose. And that's okay. The path to self-transformation isn't always straightforward. There will be moments where you feel like you're not making any progress, or even that you've taken a step back. But here's something important to remember. Every small step forward counts. Even when you don't see immediate results, each moment you spend confronting your fears, stepping out of your comfort zone and choosing growth is another step toward becoming your true self. It's okay to stumble. It's okay to feel lost sometimes. Transformation is about learning from those missteps, not beating yourself up for them. You might have setbacks, but that doesn't mean you failed. It means you're on the right path, learning, growing, evolving. And as you keep moving forward, something beautiful starts to happen. You begin to recognize the new version of yourself that's been emerging all along. You'll start to notice the small ways in which you've changed, your thoughts, your actions, your reactions to life's challenges. These are the signs that you're becoming the person you've always been meant to be. You might also find that the people around you begin to notice the changes too. And while that can be a positive thing, it can also bring up new challenges. People may not understand your journey, or they may feel threatened by the changes you're going through. But that's okay. Your transformation isn't for anyone else but you. It's about you becoming the best, truest version of yourself. Remember, transformation is not about being perfect. It's about progress, not perfection. It's about being patient with yourself, giving yourself grace, and trusting that the process will lead you to where you need to be. So keep taking those small steps. Trust in yourself. Embrace the changes, even when they feel uncomfortable or uncertain. The more you do, the more you'll see the person you've always been inside coming to life. You're doing it. Keep moving forward and let each step guide you closer to the incredible version of yourself that's waiting to shine. The best is yet to come. Remember, self-transformation is a journey, not a destination. It's about progress, not perfection, and every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. So, embrace the discomfort, trust the process, and keep moving forward. You've already started, now take the next step. If you're ready to continue this journey, remember you're not alone. Join the community, share your thoughts, and let's walk this path together. One step at a time. Your best self is waiting.